one afternoon we were having a conversation, and I was a stay-at-home mummy to our daughter, and Bill said, do you want a playroom? I was like, there's so many toys around our house, Bill. We don't need another room of toys. And he was like, no, for you. Would you like to be a childminder? And at first, I just thought it was about school runs. That's only like the aspect I had seen from working in schools myself. And I said to Bill, I was like, if I'm going to do this, we're going full out here. And that's how we've ended up with our beautiful playroom for the children. Like, this is where they belong. This is a room that they know they feel safe in, respected. This is their space. They can put pictures up, their work up. And this is where they can help themselves to their own learning as well. For us, it's a magical place to be daily with the children, their families, interactions, going off each individual need as well. Like, we really know the children, their likes, their dislikes, and just seeing how the day unfolds quite naturally.
Yeah, I really think it's about the community that we build. That's like the most magical part of our setting. All the families are involved together. We invite our families in and have like barbecues with them, and the parents know the children of like all the other parents.
Like friendships.
Yeah, and we build like friendships together and like the real community aspect of it.
For us, Bill had some annual leave over Christmas, and he spent some time with the children. He was supporting with some activities, and one afternoon he was like, yeah, I get why you love your job so much. And as a family, we made the decision for Bill to join us. Luckily, we had some demand for you coming in, so there was that aspect sort of covered there. But also for men in childminding and in childcare, it's just not something that that I've experienced very much of, coming from childcare settings and other education. And I think it really brings our family unit and what we offer together with the families that we work with.
Yeah, again, it goes back to that whole family aspect of having a mum and a dad here. Like, we reflect that with our child being here as well, and it gives the kids that, almost a rough and tumble of the dad or an uncle sort of figure that I bring to the kids, and the compassion that we show is like a mum and dad relationship. And we bring that to like all of our children, and that brings that whole family togetherness.
Yeah, it's definitely having that positive male role model within the early years that children might not necessarily see at this young age as well, outside of maybe their home sometimes.
The big reason for me was to not miss out on my own child's like development. And I was working like a normal job like everyone else does, working weekends, and I was living her life through a phone, through pictures and through videos of I missed first steps. That was a video. That was a text message. He's doing this today. So for me, it was really like the most important thing in my life is being with my family, being like with our child. That's why we had the family, we have our children together, and just so much time is missed, especially in the early years. Like, there's that time until they're off to school and everyone has their different journeys. But that early years is so important. You have little kids for such a short amount of time that you miss those first moments. Those first moments go so quickly, and before you know it, they're already talking, they're walking away from you, they have more independence that you just miss so quickly. We really find that having all the different mixed ages, especially things like mealtime, where instead of us spoon feeding or them watching the proper way of doing something, is they follow their peers of how am I going to use a fork? What is a fork? Where's the spoon go? How am I going to eat? How much food to eat? And the same thing with like walking and pulling myself up, and sharing is almost like we're not just giving a child, it's taken off of me, here's another one. They get to learn that as a little community together, and the older kids come and help the smaller kids with that. Here's something you need, or here's something I have, you can come and play with it. Especially with the smaller babies, the bigger children show like the compassion they would to their siblings almost.
I think it's nice that you can see that empathy developing through friendships, that gaps in age. If, you know, like what Bill was just saying, when they're learning to walk, and if one of the babies falls, one of the older children comes over, it's like, it's okay, and that they help pick them up. And just going back to meal times, like the conversations, learning new words, building on vocabulary, it's such a beautiful little like family unit that they're developing because they're learning and essentially teaching one another as well.
We do love to do baking with the children because it's such a great, like, real world activity. There's something they'll see at home and they also see here. A lot more of involvement here with like measuring, and you use the big words, the grams, the milliliters, all the different ingredients. Like, we even like going to the shops and looking at different ingredients, where they've come from, and like we talk about all the different places that the food is grown, and and obviously we get to eat the end result, which is like, you know, the best part of it.
I love arts and craft. Anything, you know, when we're having that conversation and just like being able to take it slow with them, although it's lovely to have an end piece sometimes, just being part of that process with them, asking questions. What are you creating, painting? Also love being in the home corner with them as well. I'm very well treated in the home corner. Get lots of upper teas, which is very nice. That they want to bring that, they want to share their play with us, and they want to bring us equally into their world of, you know, being under 5, really. So although we bring in those real life aspects of cooking and baking, just being part of their play is such a privilege.
I feel like it's such a amazing setting. I feel like we are the best. Like, we give like that family and home away from home sort of aspect of, like, you know, these are our nieces and nephews. That's what it feels like. And that's when the parents drop off, like, there's no like screaming at the door at the beginning, there might be, but there isn't no like especially from the parents, we don't make them anxious, there's no quick drop-offs. There's, if we all need cuddles at the door, we take our time. We've had that flexibility of, you know, we know that it's hard. The reason we started was we didn't want to send our child to childcare, so we brought the childcare to us, and it sort of blossomed into this like big thing, a big community. And that's like, it takes a village to like raise a child. And that's what we're trying to do here. And that's what hopefully the parents feel that we do here.
I feel emotional just talking about that then. This isn't just our career. This is something that we are truly passionate about. And it's an honour to be part of their early years. You know, parents, when sometimes I don't know how you do it, and it's something that we truly love doing. We appreciate parents have got their own passions in life, their own careers. And just talking about like drop-offs and coming in, when we say to them like, oh, did you have a nice weekend? It's because we truly care. We want to know those plans, your family life, what you've been doing, and building on connection and attachments. It's not just about the children, but the parents as well, their wider community, their family members, even pets we want to know about. And it's just beautiful when, you know, the families go on holiday, and like they might be mid-holiday and then we get a picture of them in the swimming pool or building sandcastles, and they want us to be a part of their lives as well. And it is, it's just a beautiful job to have.
It's one of the things you always like reflect to me and say to me is like, I know all my parents' birthdays. I know when I've got to get the cards ready, like when grandma's birthdays is, like, where before in other settings you've been in and worked in, it's been quite distant because it's been so much. But where it's such a smaller setting, with, you know, we have that intimacy with the families, and that trust, and they, you know, we know when birthdays are. They know when our birthdays are. Like, we get cards and cakes, and everyone has a birthday cake all together. Yeah,
and we just love celebrating like the children. Like when Bill said earlier about the first steps and things like that, that's just such a huge achievement. And, you know, when parents tell us, oh, they've taken steps at the weekend, it's like, oh, like we could see it coming, like from furniture cruising, and just being part of that celebration of milestones and the child's life. It is magical to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm very proud of what we're doing, what we've built. Like it was just an idea of mine to have a playroom. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what a childminder. My mum was a childminder many years ago, and it was just picked up from school. They come around to my house, they sat there, and we gave them back at the end of the day. But now it's just so much more, and we just like, I didn't know, coming from a background where I had no childcare experience, and coming in to see and reflect off what Sam does is just amazing to see how these little people grow and how much impact we have on them. It's like a magical thing to think that these children that I'm with now in 10, 15 years time will have a base from what we've built and be able to like blossom into people from what we've done, like from speaking to writing to reading to even just social interactions that we give them, because we treat them like people, like little tiny people, but people, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think proud feels intense sometimes. Going back to that conversation at the dining table where Bill said, do you want to have a playroom? If I'd known then what was coming 5.5 years later.
Yeah, 5.5 years later, we've affected 30 little people's lives.
Yeah, we're 37 families.
37 families
the absolute honour of working with and seeing their children grow and develop. But also us as people, it's just had such a personal and professional impact on our lives. It's brought us closer together as a family unit. Our own achievements, like talking about your CPD earlier and new skills that you've learned. And the achievements that I've accomplished, especially in the last year, I don't think I could be prouder.
Well, I'm so very proud of you.
Thank you. 2025 was a big year for my career. I've never celebrated achievements like it. And we just know that was just the start.
You can't even describe it to some people. Like, you're just at home with all these children, nieces and nephews, playing and working and developing with them. And it's a great business. It is, it's the horrible side to say, but there is money to be made from being a childminder. And in childcare, we all know how expensive it is. But if you can keep that within your family and your community, I think it's a great idea for young families to take on. It doesn't have to be start at 7:30, finish at 5:30 like we do. There's wraparound care. There's, one day a week you could work just to help sustain you while you stay at home with your little one.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing we do here? Your favourite activity?
Playing with the Play-Doh.
Playing with the Play-Doh? Yeah? Why do you like playing with the Play-Doh?
Because I like making the bug with them.
Yeah, we made bug prints, didn't we?
Bugs. What do you like playing with here?
What's your favourite thing to play with?
And with the cars.
With the cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it when we get the track out and we race them.
Yeah.
Is there anything you like to play with?
I like to play with the Play-Doh.
The Play-Doh?
I just have one more question for everyone. Yeah. Can you tell me what's your favourite thing about Sam and Billy?
About us?
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing about Sam?
I love playing with the cars with Sam.
Oh, that's nice. What do you love about Sam and or Billy?
Like kisses and cuddles.
That's so nice. What do you like about Sam and Bill?
Don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
It's a
Can you
big
give the camera a big wave?
Do you wave?
Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.